Reno Speech Live channel. What's going on, fam? Before we get directly into this live, y'all make sure y'all leave a thumbs up on this video. Y'all subscribe to the live, subscribe to the channel. Y'all share this video and drop in the comments those cities, states, and countries. All right, before we get directly into this video. Now we got a special topic for the night, y'all. You removed yourself and destroyed them instantly, right? You removed yourself and you destroyed them instantly, okay? Now, as y'all are dropping the city, states, and countries, let me just say this real quick, fam. When you remove yourself, it's for a reason. You're not removing yourself for attention. You're not removing yourself to be liked. You're not removing yourself to get people to talking. You're not removing yourself for no apparent reason, right? Like a lot of people play these reindeer games and they're looking for attention. They're looking for people to beg them for their forgiveness and beg them to come back to the job, come back to the friendship, right? Like, we're not looking for attention. We're looking for respect. And we're willing to walk away from it, all right? Whatever situation, whoever the person is, the relationship, the marriage, family, the job, whatever, we only want respect. We're not doing it for attention, all right? And so what I want y'all to understand is that once people realize that they no longer have access to you, they no longer have your availability. They no longer have you on standby, right? What happens is, y'all, is they immediately realize this. Once they need something, once they can no longer receive the benefits, right? Appreciate y'all for those gifts. Thank y'all for tuning in. Once they actually get something or they try to get something from you and they realize that, man, the well has ran dry, right? The well has ran dry. And I'm not just talking about money. Like, I'm talking about emotional support, right? I'm talking about spiritual development. I'm talking about being able to gift the person your time, right? Your worth, your energy, giving them your value, whatever the case is, y'all. But they realized this immediately, and this is why it destroyed them. See, it's going to take a gorilla to fulfill your shoes because you're such an important being. You're extremely significant in their lives and honestly into anybody's lives. Y'all follow what I'm saying, y'all? And so, yes, you removed yourself and you destroyed them immediately. All right? Somebody drop in the comments and say, I'm protecting me. Yes, sir. Make sure you drop in the comments, family, and say, I'm protecting me. Let's see what the film coming in at, y'all. Y'all know we're on the second channel. We're going live on the other channel as well. Just as a small disclosure, on the Reno Speech Riches channel. Once again, y'all, we are going live 2 times in a row tonight on the Reno Speech Riches channel. But first, I always like to start off on my smaller channel so we can go ahead and start building this one up. It helps out the channel within the algorithm. And not only that, y'all, but it just shows the consistency to the algorithm on this channel, which also helps us out, y'all. So that's why we're going live on here first tonight. But let's see, y'all. We got ATL in the building. Appreciate you, sweetness. One of the moderators on here. Thank you so much for tuning in. We got my man Roderick. He say back at it again. What's good, my G? We got K Saint, Sup Reno, NY in the building. We got New York City in the building, y'all. Shout out to my man K Saint. The Last Awakening, Atlanta Rise Up. I'm assuming my man is from Atlanta, so shout out to my ATL brother. Let's see. Chi-Town in the building. Let's go. Shout out to my man Adrian Williams. Appreciate you tuning in, brother. So, yeah, man, anybody who would like to tune in to my other channel when we go live on the Reno Speech Riches channel, y'all be sure to tune in. But, yes, y'all, we going to speak about it, right? You removed yourself and it destroyed them immediately, right? Charlotte, North Carolina in the building. And so we're going to speak about it within this video. But first thing is first, once again, y'all make sure y'all leave a thumbs up on this video. It really helps out within the algorithm. Share this live. Y'all can send a super chat through the live. And y'all can send love to the ministry's cash up right here. It's pinned up, y'all. But anyway, let's get directly into this live. Drop the number ones down below in the comments, all right? Drop the number ones down below in the comments, and then we'll start it up. Bay Area in the building, California. Appreciate you tuning in. Let's go. Oh, okay, my man say you're from Baltimore, but Atlanta Falcons is my team. Let's go. Man, we ain't won nothing in a minute, man, so you got to be a loyal one for real. Okay, cool. So I see y'all coming in. Whatever happened to that song you drop a snippet of? Oh, man, my man paying attention. Honestly, man, time. And just been locked in on actual content. But, bro, appreciate you for bringing that to my attention. We're going to actually do some more snippets of it. But more importantly, I'm going to actually drop that song, K-Saint. So, appreciate you, bro. I have that song dropped within the next... I'm going to give it no more than a week, no less than 2 to 3 days. But appreciate you, bro, that you actually reminded me of that. Thank you. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. All right, let's get it, y'all. Number one is going to be this right here, fam. Access is permanently denied, okay? Access is permanently denied, all right? Appreciate the gifts as well, y'all. I'm going to try to run through this live. So if I don't tell y'all appreciate the gifts or the super chat or whatever it is, don't take it personal. I just really want to roll through the live, but thank y'all. Number one is access is permanently denied. So maybe in the beginning when you cut yourself off or when you removed yourself or when you stepped back, you know, it was just a trial run. Maybe you didn't have the strength to go forward with it. Maybe you didn't have the power to be able to sustain the decision you made. Maybe you wasn't in position to follow all the way through with it. Maybe you needed them. You wasn't quite certain. You was unsure of yourself, whatever the case was. But in the beginning, you know, they still had some form of access. Well, when you removed yourself this time, it's for sure permanently denied. This means that you have the key and the power of opening that door back up, or you can continue to keep the lock on it. This right here is what got people shaken up. This right here is what got people hurt. This right here is what have people in a frenzy. Why? Because you removed yourself and the access is permanently denied. It's destroying them, right? So you got to understand something. You got two types of people, right? And shout out to the people who are in the prisons, in the jail, okay? In today's time, you got people tuning in from prison and jail telling people not to go there. Like, that's not the spot. So I never, you know, shun or look down or laugh anybody who's serving time. I mean, it just is what it is, right? However, I want to get into my point. You got two types of people. The person who was sentenced to 5 years in prison, and you got the person who was sentenced to life in prison, right? Two different mindsets. Why is that, Reno? Well, the person who's sentenced to 5 years, they don't look at access being permanently denied, right? They don't look at access being no longer accessible to. Like, I look at the person who have 5 years, it's a possibility that they can get out and do right, and there's a possibility that they can get out, do right for a little bit, and then come right back. Why? Because them being removed from freedom and society was not permanent. Therefore, they don't look at it as I'm being destroyed when I have a second chance. But when a person who has been sentenced to life, it's a little different. Are y'all picking up what I'm putting down? Because I've been removed from society. As a civilian, my rights to the world, to freedom, to life, okay, has been revoked. Therefore, how I look at life, I look at it as more of a precious thing, more of a precious object. I appreciate it a lot more versus the person who was sentenced to 5 years. They get another opportunity to go out here and redeem themselves, okay? But the person in life who has been sentenced to life, they don't really get that same opportunity. They got to live through other people. They have to teach other people. They have to change their ways and imagine what their life would be like if they got back on the outside. Are y'all understanding what I'm saying? So this right here equivocates to yourself. Access is permanently denied. No, it ain't 5 years. No, it ain't 5 months. No, it ain't 10 years. No, it ain't 10 months. It's permanently, all right? It can be indefinite, it can be perpetual, or you could stop it if you want. But the point is that this is permanent access being denied to your benefits, to your goodies, to you, your emotional support, your love, your appreciation, your uplifting and kind words. The list goes on, y'all, all right? Number 2, y'all drop that down below in the comments. Number 2, okay? Appreciate the gift, Sweetness. I appreciate everybody who sent the gold coin, a gift, support in any way, shape, form, or fashion. Okay, cool. I see y'all on it tonight. So guess what? That's going to keep me on it as well. So, number 2, y'all, it's going to be this right here, fam. They ignored the warnings. Okay? They ignored the warnings. Now, everybody know it's Bible that warning comes before destruction. Okay? Warning comes before what, y'all? Destruction. And so with that being said, when you see the signs, when you see the reasons, when you see the warnings, when you see the people, when you see the things that has been perpetuated over and over and over again as a warning sign to stop, or else you will be destroyed or destructed, and you still go forward, you feel that much more of a butthole when it actually comes into fruition. See, here's the thing, y'all. When it comes to yourself, you gave them warnings. You showed them the signs. You gave them grace, patience, right? You had the conversations. You spoke to them over and over and over again. But sometimes when people have nothing but access to you, right? When people have nothing but availability to you, you're just always available to them, they don't tend to take it as serious as they would if you were at a distance, okay? So this caused them to ignore the warnings. It caused them to ignore the signs. So, for example, if you take Tyrone, okay, I can't think of another name, Tyrone. If you take Tyrone, right, who's coming into work late, he's drunk, and you know you got functional drinkers as well, right? But we're gonna assume that he's a drunk and he's unproductive while he's on the job. Well, here's the thing, y'all. 3 strikes and you out. Yeah. 3 strikes and you out. Somebody drop that down below in the comments. You got 3 strikes. Yes, sir. And for some people, they probably don't even get that many. They probably don't even get that many, right? And so when you got 3 strikes and you're out, and you like Tyrone, he keep going. First strike, he do it again. Second strike, he do it again for the 3rd strike. You know why this right here is gonna hurt? Because he's realizing that he had the opportunity to keep his job. He had the opportunity to, you know, be redeemed and restored. He had the opportunity to be made whole again. You know, he had the opportunity to keep his job, but he chose to ignore the signs because he didn't believe that the job would say, hey, bro, you gone, dog. Hey, man, we're going to get you up out of here. Sometimes people take your kindness as weakness, as we all know, and you giving them signs and speaking to them and giving them, you know, more chances as a weakness as well. And so with that being said, y'all, once you show them, they realize that, oh, this person has removed themselves for real, right? And that in itself destroyed them. Does that make sense, y'all? Drop in the comments and let me know. And if y'all get it, y'all go ahead and drop the 3s down below immediately, okay? Drop the number 3s down below immediately. Don't ever take my meekness as weakness. That's a fact. Let's go. Appreciate the clutch, Sweetness. Okay, cool. I see y'all on it tonight. Let's go. Let's go. So number 3, y'all, is going to be this right here, fam. Number 3, you revoked their front row seats. Appreciate you, the last one, the last awakening. Number 3 is you revoke their front row seats. And so, family, front row seats are very important, right? What are your front row seats? Front row seats is an up close, not just a snapshot, but a view of your personal life. Okay? An up close view of your personal life. This is when people get to see when you got hired, got fired, when you had kids, close ones leave, you know, your successes. They may even know a little bit about your finances. You know, they know personal things about your life. This right here is extremely important. These are what you call your front seats or front row seats, okay? And so sometimes, y'all, we can be frivolous with our front row seats, giving them out to people who don't deserve them. Some people just want a closer view of seeing you fall, seeing you sweat, seeing you lose, you know, seeing you not have as much. Are you following what I'm saying? Seeing you cry, you know, seeing you crumble. And those front row seats are really for people who wants to uplift you, help you, pour into you, give you motivation, give you love. I mean, it's not about money, but those who even want to financially help you, right? The point is, y'all, is that those front row seats really are reserved for the real, all right? Those front row seats are reserved for the real. You need a real circle and team of people who genuinely care about you. Y'all feel what I'm saying? Drop in the comments to let me know. But when it comes to you revoking their front seats, they never thought that anybody would take those front seats, right? So, for example, if you take courtside seats, okay, it could be courtside seats at a WNBA game or NBA game, anywhere, right? But courtside, this means that, guess what? You get to hear the football players talk smack to one another. You get to hear the basketball bouncing. You get to see, you know, people dunk on others up close. You can even smell the basketball players. I mean, I'm not to be on nothing weird, y'all, but I'm just saying the experience is so crazy to where it's like no matter what happens or what don't happen, you got to see it up close. You get what I'm saying? That's how your life is. Courtside seats, when people are close to you. Some people just don't deserve to be in those seats. They're too close to your personal business. But then you got something called nosebleed seats. I'm sure somebody that had nosebleed seats, everybody that had them, y'all. All right. I remember having nosebleed seats. I think back in 2025, I went to go see LeBron when he was playing with the Miami Heat. Right. It was him, Chris Bosh. I even see Wade. All three, like I seen like the golden team. They came to Atlanta, right? But I was in the nosebleed seats. And don't get me wrong, y'all, it was still a great experience. Like, I'm not complaining. My auntie took me. I'm not complaining. It was a good time. But had we was on courtside seats, I'm sure we would have seen and felt a different experience. Okay? Why? Because we were so close up to it. But there's a reason why people who can pay the $1,500 to $5,000, you know, for the courtside seats, there's a reason why they're sitting there, okay? They're paying for their comfort. They deserve this to be there. And there's also a reason why people pay $50 for the nosebleed seats. Sometimes them seats be free. The point is, y'all, is this right here. When it comes to the person who get the courtside seat revoked and swapped out for the nosebleed seats, that's going to be a big problem. They went from getting the full experience, being able to smell the basketball players, being able to see, you know, how it go down on the court, listening to people talk smack, hearing the ball dribble. Yeah, it's a little different. They're going to have a problem. And that's the same thing with yourself, y'all. They're having a problem, all right? Because they had the VIP treatment and you revoked that, okay? Somebody drop in the comments and say, VIP treatment is for real ones only. Yes, sir. Make sure you drop in the comments, family, and say VIP treatment is for real ones only. And that's a fact, y'all. All right, that's a fact. But are y'all picking up what I'm putting down? Y'all drop in the comments and let me know, okay? Before we move to the next one. And, of course, y'all, immediately after, y'all drop the 4s down below in the comments, okay? Y'all drop the 4s down below in the comments. But VIP treatment is for real ones only. You know, everybody don't get to see a up close view of you falling or failing, you know, losing or even winning. All right. And the reason why I say falling, failing, losing, whatever, because life is ups and flows. It's going to be ups and downs. All right. There can be no good without bad. There can be no bad without good. You're going to always have moments where somebody else is up, somebody else is down. That's just the trial and tribulations of life. What are you going to do when you're down? Stay there or get back up? If you can look up, you can get up. Or are you going to, you know, allow yourself to stay there and dwindle and, you know, allow yourself to gain disdain for everybody in the world? That's what separates the successes and failures. But the point is this right here, y'all. When people get their seats revoked, they don't like that. They have a problem with that because they want that up close view of seeing you lose, sweat, and need assistance. All for the sake of saying, I did this for you, I did that for you. No, you need real ones around you. Those front row seats are for people who deserve the VIP treatment, for those who pay for the seats and pay for the treatment. All right. You don't just get spa just because you look nice today. No, you got to pay a fee. All right. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. So, all right, y'all. Let's get to the next one. Number 4 is going to be this right here, y'all. Very, very, very important. You eliminate their power and leverage. All right. You eliminate their power and leverage. All right. Now, family, when it comes to power and leverage, a lot of times people look down on that. A lot of times people look at power and leverage like it's evil, it's wrong. You shouldn't have power over people or leverage over people, when in actuality, you need power and leverage. All right. You need power and leverage. Whether that's you trying to build a business, trying to become successful. I don't care if you are creating and building a social media platform. You're going to need power and leverage. It is what it is. It's not evil. Now, people in life utilize their power and leverage wrong. That's what makes it evil. I'm going to say it once again. The way that you use your power and leverage is what makes it evil. You get what I'm saying? If you take a boss of a job and he's fraternizing with the ladies on that job, you know, trying to take him out on dates, trying to take advantage of him, and the list goes on, he's manipulating them with his power and leverage. All right? That's when it's evil and wrong. But see, power and leverage also is designed to keep you in a position of strength. All right? To keep you in a position of strength. That's what power and leverage is for. And so, family, when you remove or eliminate their power and leverage and you reside in yours, this is the strongest position you can be in. This is the strongest position you can be in. All right, Reno, what do you mean by that? So, 3 things that gives you power and leverage. Number 1, a strong mind. When you have a strong mind, you don't allow people to manipulate you. You don't allow social media, small clips, sound bites, family members, friends to manipulate you or change what you think or feel. All right, you have a strong mind. That gives you power and leverage. Power over your situation and leverage to negotiate, and or if you don't want to negotiate. You follow me? You have a strong mind. Number 2 is emotional detachment. Family, there's a book called The Law of Detachment. It teaches about detaching yourself from anything, all right, that becomes a liability to you. A lot of times, y'all, people don't have the ability to detach from people, things, a car, a house, all right? They become so infatuated and attached to certain things. You get what I'm saying? When you detach yourself, that gives you, or have the ability to emotionally attach yourself, that gives you, power and leverage, all right? Let alone eliminating their power and leverage, all right? Because you're not emotionally incapable of detaching yourself. The third thing that gives you power and leverage is independence. Independence. Financial independence, emotional independence, mental independence, spiritual independence, physical independence. Independence, independence, independence. If you are crippled, and I don't mean physically, but this can go for that as well, you're going to have to depend on people. All right? You're going to have to depend on people. It is what it is. It is what it is. So what I'm saying, family, is that when you eliminate their power and leverage, it's because of these three things. You have a strong mind. You are able to emotionally detach yourself, and your independence. All right? Your independence. And so with that being said, y'all, you have the ability to walk away from a bad deal. People who's toxic, bad deal. People who's gaslighting you, bad deal. Jobs that don't pay you your worth, bad deal. Things that does not serve you or your purpose, bad deal. The list goes on. It's a bad deal. But some people don't have the ability to walk away from a bad deal. All right? They simply don't. Reno, what are you saying right now? When it comes to you eliminating their power and leverage, this is a clear indication that you are removing yourself, or you have removed yourself, and it is destroying them. Okay? It is destroying them. Does that make sense, y'all? Drop in the comments and let me know, all right? Now, we're going to get to the last thing, which is number 5. Very important to get to. Y'all drop that down below in the comments as well. Number 5, all right? Very important to get to. And y'all be aware we're going live on my other one, which is Reno Speaks Riches channel, okay? Y'all be very aware that we're going live on my other channel, Reno Speaks Riches, but I had to double up, all right, on tonight. Number 5, y'all drop that down below in the comments. Appreciate everybody for their gifts. Thank y'all so much for tuning in and just showing love the way y'all always do, man. It's always a blessing and a great deal of appreciation on my end. So let's get right into it, y'all. Number 5 is you highlighted their irrelevance, all right? You highlighted their irrelevance. Sometimes, y'all, you have to highlight a person's irrelevance. Not because you're trying to be a butthole, not because you're trying to be arrogant, cocky, not because you're trying to, let a person know that, hey, I don't need you, never needed you. You're not trying to be nasty. But when people treat you like an option, when people treat you like you're invaluable, when people treat you as if it's a blessing for me to choose you, sometimes you have to highlight their irrelevance, not because you're trying to disrespect them, but because you are respecting yourself. All right? Once again, y'all, not because you're trying to disrespect them, but because you have to respect yourself. This means that you're not allowing people to treat you like you're trash. You're not allowing people to treat you like an option. You're not allowing people to treat you like you don't exist, or as if you are unwelcome. Are you understanding what I'm saying? You highlighted their irrelevance. Let me give y'all an example. I see some people are lost, right? So, for example, if a job terminates someone with no warning, or terminates someone without giving them any type of sign, okay, this is them basically highlighting their irrelevance. I'm sure that person will put in, a year, 5 years, 10 years, whatever the case is. All right. However, they're trying to show them indirectly like, hey, look, I can get somebody else to fulfill your position. I can get somebody else to fulfill your job. You're not doing us a favor. We're doing you a favor. Remember, we're paying you. You're not paying us. Okay. And so that's the same thing with yourself. Like, you're not trying to disrespect people, but you are respecting yourself by highlighting their irrelevance. And sometimes, y'all, you have to walk away from a person, because when you walk away from a person, you're basically telling them, I am okay with you not being in my life. I am okay with you not being included in my regimen or my routine. I am okay with not giving you a heads up on this. I am okay with you not showing up and me not showing up for you. I have dealt with the consequences and repercussions long before I left. So whatever you're going to do, whoever you're going to talk to me about, whatever you're going to say about me, I'm already prepared because I mentally and emotionally detach myself from the consequences and the repercussions of what you say you're going to do to me. I'm not afraid of what you're going to do. Let's go. I'm not afraid of what you're going to say. Let's go. I'm not afraid of how it's going to play out. Let's go. And a lot of times, y'all, people stay in toxic situations because they are afraid of how things are going to go. They are afraid of what a person going to say. They are afraid of what a person going to tell other individuals. Because, Reno, I care about my character. And I understand that. We all do, especially if you are an empath, a good person, chosen one, or someone who just who's very intentional about their lives and how they treat other people, right? I get that. However, you have to get to a point when you know your value, you know your worth, and you know how you show up for people's lives, all right? You know how you give it up for people, as a lot of people would say, okay? And this means you understand what you bring to the table. When you don't understand what you bring to the table, people can tell you brought just a loaf of bread when you brought ribs, mac and cheese, potato salad, you know what I'm saying, baked beans. Like, you done brought the whole table, but they've somehow convinced you that you only brought a loaf of bread or a slice of bread. Know your value, know your worth, all right? Therefore, when you remove yourself, it won't destroy you. It'll destroy them immediately, or at least when they see that they can no longer receive your benefits. Does that make sense, y'all? Drop in the comments and let me know, okay? Now, fam, small disclosure. Once again, for those who would like to support this channel, y'all can, or y'all can meet me over on the other one, whatever. But you can send a super chat directly through Send Love to the Ministry's Cash App before I get up out of here, y'all. But more importantly, I appreciate everybody who sent gifts. Drop the comment, show support in any way, shape, form, or fashion. I appreciate y'all. For those who rocking with me, y'all meet me over to my other channel, okay? But before I get out of here, we're going to do a recap, and then we'll get up out of here, all right? So, number one, y'all, once again, the title, you removed yourself and destroyed them, and it destroyed them. Number one, because access is permanently denied. Number two, they ignored the warnings. Number three, you revoke their front row seats. Number four, you eliminate their power and leverage. And number five, y'all, you highlighted their irrelevance, okay? Irrelevance. For those who caught the last of my live, we're going live again on my other channel. It's Reno Speaks Riches. Once again, y'all, Reno Speaks Riches, and you should be able to see what's going on. But meet me over on my other live, y'all. I thank everybody who tuned in on this live right here, fam. I'll be going live in about 10 more minutes, so y'all get ready for that. Get you some popcorn, get you some Kool-Aid, get you some fried chicken, and I'm going to be out of here, y'all. Y'all keep a rich mentality. Peace.